This video is a demonstration of here that I'm calling my editor. Go to sleep. That and how we can use it with a tool such as Obsidian. Okay, so again, Obsidian is a markdown language renderer. So and it has a ton of features all by itself. But one of the things that is a bit weak is the fact that it can be a bit hit and miss when it comes to Dragon. And so I just wanted to show how we can pair the two of these tools together to make using the very powerful application called Obsidian, and how we can bring these two together. Okay, so over here in Obsidian, then we have several files. Okay, that are found in that structure. Now, Obsidian uses a concept called the vault, and that vault is like a sort of the base directory, if you will, of where all of the Obsidian files reside. And you can have multiple vaults, but at any given time, it works. The tool is working with one vault. Okay, and so you would define over here in the editor. We can define where that vault happens to be on my local machine. And I've preloaded that folder and stored it here in the vault under the general tab. Okay, so that's where that is. And we'll close that one up. All right, so now we're looking at using Markdown, so we can uh, invoke here the Markdown tool. Okay, and then that has a flock of Markdown language tools. Okay, and so we can. I think I've already shown you one in another video where we did a markdown of marking a string segment as bold. Well, here what I want to demonstrate is working together with this with Obsidian. So we can open up Obsidian by saying C Obsidian. That'll open up your local instance of Obsidian if you have that loaded already. If you have that installed, okay. I'm assuming that you do. That's right why you're looking at this video. But so anyway, so I have of several tabs over here that are available to me, just like any tabbed language. And we can have these different tabs open at the same time. Okay. Well, here I've got this testing file that we're going to be working with. Okay. And over here, back to the editor, if I want to load this particular content into my editor, then I can say get Obsidian. Now, what that did, that's gone over, opened up the, found that you have an instance of Obsidian open, and you have these different tabs. And the my editor is going through and searching for the tab that currently is open. And as we saw earlier, more testing too is what's open. Over here, well, it automatically was able to read that open tab contents and load that file. Okay. And so the markdown languages I've explained several times, many places, it's just a text file. In this case, the Obsidian is enforcing the fact that it needs to be a markdown, have a markdown suffix, file suffix here. So the MD is the file suffix for markdown. So anyway, it's gone through, looked at found the contents of the open tab there, brought it over, loaded it into the local editor here. All right, and so we can verify. Okay, so more testing two is the name of the file. Okay, so that's not part of the content, so that doesn't come over except in the file name. Okay, which we see up here at the top in the title bar of the editor. Okay, but we start with where did open. Okay, just really gobbledygook nonsense that I have spouted earlier when I created this file. Okay, so but we wanted to show some different features. Okay, so we can do the normal drag and selecting, right? So we can listen to me, select wow through good, and we can mark that, undo, mark, underline, go to sleep. Okay, so we say, okay, now it's that string is go to sleep, go to sleep. So that's why I get a lot of gobbledygook in my demonstrations here, trying to balance talking and the Dragon microphone and then demo putting it all together. I find challenging. Okay, so anyway, so we marked that original string as underline, which is just a tag that for the letter U. Okay, and so we see over here in Obsidian that wait a minute, wow, that's good. It's not underlined. Well, obviously we haven't saved the file yet, so we can come back over here and we would just save the file, and then it shows up in this render along with the extra text that I was jabbering away with when the microphone was on. So let's try to do some of these things without Dragon listening to me to get confused with. So okay, so let's do something internally here. So let's mark those with italics. So now we should see that as italics and underline for part of that string. Okay, so it's italicized now. That's the way Obsidian shows that. Okay, and so anyway, obviously you get the picture. So we have we'll make whatever changes. We can use these different styles, if you will. That's why I named this page here styles. So primarily they're different styles that we want to modify the text to appear, so that when in a markdown tool, and again, it doesn't have to be Obsidian. In the case of Get Obsidian, okay, that's very Obsidian, directly linked to Obsidian. But there are other markdown language tools that can work the exact same way. So if you already have one that's not speech friendly, then this tool might help you. And you just do the same thing, just having a way to open up the same file that your viewer is monitoring. Then you can get that back and forth in the same way if I were to make changes over here directly in the tool, then I would then have to get that file again. Okay, so in this case, I got it and added it to the tool. So I would have to make sure I selected everything over here in this tool in order to overwrite what's here with what is in Obsidian, you see. So, but so that can be, you can obviously use that to help. So if we want to help if you're building a new file, if you will, with new content that you want to take some of these things. Let's say if we want to take now this file and insert the contents here, and we simply say get Obsidian, and then we have that inserted now where at the insertion point of where I was at when I hit the Get Obsidian button. Okay, so it's as easy as that. So hopefully that'll prove helpful to you. So with that said, I won't go any further with the explanation. This video is just to explain the relationship between the two tools. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching. Any questions? Certainly drop me a line. Be glad to assist.